Hip-hop in the media. A dream team on paper, but a total train wreck when things go left. Sure, interviews help rappers promote their albums, whether it's on a classic radio show or the latest podcast. But throw in a bold host and an unpredictable artist, and things can spiral fast. Sometimes it's just awkward tension. Other times, it's full-blown chaos stretching further than their music ever did. So with that, let's get into even more of the most painfully awkward interviews in hip-hop history. Starting off strong, we have none other than the JBP's visit to Nicki Minaj's Queen Radio. Over the years, Joe had been a vocal critic of some of Nicki's moves behind the scenes on the music industry. And while things started unassuming with an excited Nicki tweeting Monday, what neither fanbase knew was that she was gearing up for a showdown with her long-standing adversary. Right off the bat, things were hostile, with Nicki entering the encounter with a strange attitude to say the least.
Introduce yourself and introduce your team, sir.
Hello, everyone. Hi. My name is Joe Budden. I'm here with some near and dear friends of mine, and we are humbled to be here.
We are. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Well, thank you guys for being here. So, Joe, would you like to kick it off with current events?
From there, things quickly went off the rails, with Joe Budden subtly implying that Nicki was a little stupid.
Your comprehension is better than this.
Excuse me?
Your comprehension is better than this.
But that was just the tip of the iceberg, because over the course of the interview, she took issue with his implication that she sometimes disguised the truth.
First of all, one of the things we're going to address with Joe Budden is the amount of times that he has called me a liar about stuff that I wasn't lying about.
Drop the bomb.
And I said, you know, I'm a lot of things, but liar is not one of them.
The subject then turned to motorsport, her ill-fated Cardi B collab alongside Migos, which Nicki claimed she didn't even know Cardi was on while crafting her verse.
You said many times that I lied, that I didn't know another was on a song I was on.
Here's my question.
And now you want to address it.
Can I ask a question now? Was Nicki Minaj and Cardi B on the motorsport record directing bars at each other?
What the f? I'm not going to change the subject. I'm asking you a f***ing question.
That's the same subject.
No, the f*** it's not.
See, and that's where we go. So me and academics.
You used to dealing with stupid people, and you're not going to outsmart me, sweetheart.
You can't talk and listen.
Answer that question.
You can't talk
now you're going to change it to, was we throwing bars at each other? What the f*** do that have to do with anything? I said...
Throughout their back and forth, it felt like Joe was constantly playing with fire. However, the inference that she was a druggie caused Nicki to fly off the handle like we'd never seen.
Don't sit here and say you ain't popped a pill.
I never said that.
An apple.
I never said that, you dumb. I never said that, you dumb.
Don't do that.
Are you that dumb? Are you that dumb? You ain't hear what the I said?
You asked
Cut
me.
his mic. Since he want to be dumb. Now you want to be dumb. What's wrong with you? Anybody play it back. Did I say that?
Say what exactly?
She didn't do it.
Exactly. I've never said that in my life.
Got you.
But eventually, Joe had enough, refusing to rise to the bait and leaving his then co-hosts, Rory and Mal, to awkwardly continue the interview without him. Clearly, this was a chaotic interview, which you'd imagine neither person would want to revisit. But in the aftermath, the two surprisingly hooked up for a follow-up interview, which was every bit as unhinged, with Nicki live streaming the whole thing on IG to ensure that the narrative couldn't be skewed. Yet, by the end of that exchange, it seemed like Joe and Nicki had found some common ground. As a result, they managed to squash the beef, even developing a kind of begrudging respect for one another. And since then, they've basically been BFFs, with that newfound rapport paying off big time for Joe when Nicki gave Joe a major scoop when she finally admitted to getting butt shots. These situations prove that despite how heated the scenario was at the outset, there are ways that cooler heads can prevail. But this isn't always the case. Ever since he came in the game, Tyler the Creator's always messed with hip-hop's comfort zone. Where rules existed, he and Odd Future didn't just break them, they tore up the whole rulebook. Unafraid of showing their true selves, they refused to play into any cliche about how a rapper should carry themselves. So when they began to engage with hip-hop media, this meant that when they were asked to do things like spit a 16 or answer overly serious questions about their lyrics, they made a mockery of the whole thing.
Listen, y'all got problems? Then y'all do it. So much money in my pockets, I walk stupid. Hold up, watch out.
Stupid, yo.
Bad look good in some nice pants. See me, they be like, God damn, AK-47 tucked in that nice pants. Hold up.
Okay, now what about your lyrics?
What about them?
What are you saying in your lyrics?
Nothing to old white people off like you.
Is that right?
Even long after he left Odd Future behind, Tyler just continued to mock that side of the industry as much as possible. But around the time of the release of his 6th album, Igor, Tyler was embracing his adoration for hip-hop and its traditions like never before. Soon, this translated into a visit to see Funk Flex, the legendary Hot 97 DJ who once seemed like everything that Tyler stood against. But as he embraced the standard hip-hop interview in a way that would have seemed unfathomable a few years before, the two actually stumbled upon an unlikely rapport. But if you know anything about Tyler, his moods can switch up at a moment's notice. And when he was asked to freestyle, Tyler couldn't resist the opportunity to freak him out.
Free rock him, I might fly to Sweden to free him. Braid my wig, ASAP tat on my ribs, switch with him, then I can all the sweetened men that I wanna. Actually, I'm gonna heat it up real quick, I'm LeBron. Listen, Flex, we just met, but I know it don't seem like R. Kelly wet dreams. I always keep 16s.
And as if lines like that weren't enough to perplex someone like Flex, the next bars basically ensured that the freestyle would go down as iconic for all kinds of unanticipated reasons.
Me and Flex looking in the index for buff net, just for some hot.
What made you go with that verse?
I don't.
What made you with that verse?
This situation proved that even when things started off rocky, they could still find common ground. But this isn't always the case. Just ask the extremely volatile Chrisean Rock. Among hip-hop's trashiest couples of all time, LA's Blueface and his girlfriend, Chrisean Rock, were at the height of their fame when an appearance on No Jumper revealed just how dysfunctional their bond truly was. Initially, the sit-down with Sharp seemed like an average interview with the combustible pair, until suddenly, Blue decided he wanted to conclude the discussion by himself, and as Chrisean protested, things started looking a little hostile.
Myself, I don't like nobody set me up in a conversation. Let me talk for myself. So it's sensitive.
I think I'm gonna finish.
What you playing for?
I think I'm gonna finish the interview.
No, you're not.
You wanna do it by yourself?
What do you mean? Do it by myself.
I'm gonna do it.
Are you looking at me?
No. Wait, listen to what I'm saying. Fuck.
No, cause you're being weird.
This in turn led to Blue asking for her to be removed. And let's just say Chrisean didn't take the suggestion too well.
No, take her outside. Take her outside. Bro, close the blinds. Bro, close the blinds. Take her outside if you got to. Take her outside.
Evidently, she wasn't really willing to go quietly, flailing wildly as they attempted to escort her out and breaking a TV in the process. And if it wasn't already the case, this incident basically cemented their reputation as hip-hop's most toxic couple.
He come here, bro. What are you like? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Blue, what are you doing that for? Camera down.
Want to know the quickest way to be judged? Sending one sloppy email. If you're anything like me, you probably hate work emails, which can lead to typos, bad wording, or the wrong tone, which is all it takes for someone to stop taking you seriously. But luckily, that's where today's sponsor, Quillbot, comes in. Quillbot isn't just a spell checker, it's a full-on writing assistant. For example, their grammar checker does the usuals you'd expect by instantly fixing mistakes with one click. But the feature I like the most is their paraphraser tool. If your sentence just feels off or you're stuck repeating yourself, Quillbot rewrites it with the same meaning but with a cleaner, sharper delivery. Perfect for posts, essays, or even bars when you need your words to hit. So what are you waiting for? Trusted by over 5 million people on the Chrome Web Store, Quillbot is completely free to use. And if you want to unlock even more powerful features, Quillbot Premium takes it to the next level. Hit the link in the description, try it free, and keep your writing sharp. But sometimes, it's not even the interviewees that are messy, but the actual media professionals themselves. For an example of this, look no further than how Hot 97's Ebro and Peter Rosenberg treated a young Jorja Smith during her inaugural press tour in the US. Despite being a prominent R&B singer, Jorja Smith rarely does interviews outside the UK these days, and after her run-in with one of New York's biggest radio shows, it's not hard to see why. Riding high off the success of her debut album, Lost and Found, Jorja found herself face-to-face with Hot 97's Ebro, who came off a little too forward towards someone 22 years his junior. The tone was set almost immediately when he admitted that he had to unfollow her on Instagram after she posted a photo showing some skin.
And the amazing Jorja Smith.
Yeah. Hello.
Now, I was just beefing because I've never seen her with her hair out before.
Well, you must not watch my Instagram stories.
I don't.
Well, then that's why
I stopped following you on Instagram, to be honest with you.
Why?
Once the bikini photo came out and you started getting, I was like, yeah, I'm out. I'm done. I'm cool. But I'm older now, right? Yeah. So there's a lot of, even Jessie Reyes, right? Another young artist I like. She started getting, I've known her for a while. She started getting sexy on the gram. Y'all too young, B. I'm out of here, son.
Sorry. I'm not going away anymore, so there won't be any more bikini pictures, so you can follow me back.
Seemingly taken aback, Jorja tried to push forward, but Ebro's co-host Rosenberg somehow only made things worse.
True to the
video
brand.
looked hot.
Thank you.
The video, well,
I felt
it was sexy also, but I meant it also looked physically hot.
Yeah.
That was sort of the vibe, like the apartment, it's like a hot, sweaty apartment.
Do you know what? It wasn't that hot. It was made to look hot with like this fog and yes, yeah.
It worked.
Despite her best efforts to steer the conversation back to music, she kept getting hit with comments about lingerie and other out-of-pocket remarks.
You know what will break the internet? Because your swimsuit, Be Honest video, crazy. You and some Savage Fenty.
Crazier.
Crazy. Rihanna, cut the check, fam. Stop playing around. Let's get this moving.
They've sent me Savage Fenty.
But you didn't share it with the rest of the world.
It's too much, man.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Sensing the interview was slipping out of their control, Rosenberg tried to justify their overeager comments, claiming it was basically involuntary, when in reality, they could have just not been creeps. He even attempted to shoot bail for guys on Twitter who were talking about her in a degrading way.
Sometimes women post things, and men, no matter how far along we are and like developed as human beings, literally your gut reaction is like, I'm gonna just type something crazy in the comments. And then you're like, you know what, let me not do this.
Put the phone down, walk away.
Yeah, and I see other women that I know commenting, and they're putting up like peach emojis and like, wow, sexy, look at that ass. And I'm like, facts! And I'm ready, and I'm like, you know what, I forgot that looks...
While Jorja retained her dignity throughout, the ordeal horrified listeners who took exception with their decision to focus on her physical appearance rather than her musical output. Some of these guys are giving off big creep vibes. I feel bad that she's always dealing with being hypersexualized everywhere. This was so unprofessional. Honestly, sis should have walked the f out. And to no one's surprise, Jorja has yet to return to Ebro's show or Hot 97 as a whole. Still, while Jorja had to sit through Hot 97's antics, there are other moments where rappers flat out refuse to be blindsided or let an interviewer push any kind of narrative on them. Throughout her career, Bobbi Althoff's sardonic, purposefully combative interview style has yielded some hysterically strange moments. To begin with, her appearance alongside Drake in his bed led to a fully fledged beef between the two, even after it essentially launched her career. Then, her first sit-down with Sukihana became so infamous that they've since parlayed it into an entire spin-off podcast. But there are other times where she hasn't been able to maintain the driver's seat in her podcasts, and one person who she couldn't bamboozle was Offset. From practically the moment he sat down beside her, Offset was hell-bent on refusing to let her get the best of him. For starters, he wasted no time in roasting her fashion sense.
What made you put boots with shorts on like a day where it's 100 degrees outside, and then a giant jacket?
See, the jacket is thin, see what I'm saying? It's thin cut leather. See what I'm saying? So why did I do that? Because you're not going to do it. That's the reason why I get dressed. I dress the way that you won't dress because you don't get it. You don't get the language. You don't get.
Okay, I was trying to understand. You don't have to be so mean.
I'm not being mean. I'm not being mean. It's just you don't get it. So I'm very passionate about the people that don't get it because they need to get it because they dress like you and then they be lost.
Oh.
Claiming that she dressed like a 36-year-old mom, the former Migo then quickly shut down her claim that the interview was his idea and insisting she knew exactly who he was.
You wanted to be on here.
Huh?
You wanted to be on my podcast.
Why you keep saying that, Kevin? Man, I honestly didn't even want to do this. I don't do interviews. You already told me you looked me up. I'm walking out on book. I'm with you because they're making me.
And as Bobbi wrapped things up with an exasperated look on her face, set throughout some parting insults about her lack of swag for good measure.
You need a little bit of seasoning. You ain't got no seasoning, man. You like a plain piece of chicken just on the thing, you pull it off, and then you serve the dish. You need some seasoning, man. Damn, I'm trying to get you to play. You lost in the sauce. You ain't shaking my hand. We finna get you to 25 million. You know what I'm saying? Just a little sprinkle.
Have a great day off that.
Just a little seasoning.
All right, you can leave now.
This is my hotel. I paid for this. You can leave now.
While it was probably an interview she'd rather forget, it was her own fans that gave Offset his props for doing what most couldn't, flipping the script and beating her at her own game. After that rough experience, it's no surprise she stepped back from interviewing rappers for a while. With that interview, Offset basically handed out the cheat code for handling her off-kilter vibe. But not every situation is that easy to sidestep. Just ask any white rapper, or even some biracial ones who have had to visit the Breakfast Club and be confronted by Charlemagne the God. During his time at the helm of the show, Charlemagne has harvested a strange level of disdain for white rappers, with some of his victims suffering at his hands in full view of the public. In one particularly notable incident, he aired out some of the darkest moments of Logic's family life purely for his own enjoyment.
Who the hell your sisters? Oh man, I don't want to get into that. It's a little too personal.
man.
But
Yeah,
no, it's all good.
He
No,
said it.
it's all
I didn't
good.
make that
No,
up.
I was just talking about statements. I'm
compassion.
not gonna go into who or what or where, but these are the things that I witnessed.
Left reeling from it, this singular incident led Logic to seek professional help to process the experience. Meanwhile, one white rapper who's always been in Charlemagne's crosshairs is none other than Post Malone. From the moment they locked eyes, it was clear Charlemagne wasn't a fan, and he made sure everyone knew it.
And this is his debut album, by the way. So, you know, you've heard the mixtapes and everything.
Did you listen to it?
Absolutely not. I might though.
What do you mean, absolutely not? You might like it. You might like it.
I might though. Somebody did recommend it. I'm lying, but I'm gonna listen to it.
He got to listen to it. He has to.
Since then, he's taken every opportunity to come at Post, using his perceived lack of respect for hip-hop as an art form to drive home his criticism. But while all of these instances were brutal to behold, MGK's desire to receive validation from Charlemagne only made their encounter 10 times worse. During an appearance on the show, MGK sought to impress C with some rhymes. But unfortunately for him, Charlemagne didn't hesitate to let him know that he was anything but gripped by what he heard, leading to an incredibly awkward moment between the two.
I don't believe that you can tell me that this is not good. Motherfuckers calling my team Scarface, pushing that white boy like Tony, from the blocks to the island like Coney. Peep out, it's your bony young brother, came from nothing but a couple of pennies to a couple of millies. Now can you feel me? Yes, just that. Real Kel's taught to never snitch. In 6th grade, I wouldn't even show and tell. I'm from the city where men is made. I had a daughter, now I'm trying to father a junior like it's 11th grade. Haters look in my garage like where the whip at. Haters looking around like where my click at. Right over there, making sure our profits avoiding the dispatch. Only thing that ain't moving is where my lips at. Cause all that chit chat with me, nada. I'd rather stuff my pockets with these dollars till the Fetty make it burst like pinatas. From the, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't see like how you can like listen to that and not like be like, that's.
It doesn't move me, man. Like.
All right, stop it.
Doesn't move me.
Let him listen to the album. Let him listen to the album.
He's a nice guy.
Nah, man, I'm not trying to hear that.
You're better than Yellow Wolf.
Nah, I'm not trying to hear that. You can't like.
In cases such as Charlemagne's campaign against every white rapper not named Mac Miller, it's pretty clear that the goal from the outset is to antagonize the person, and that creates the awkwardness. However, this isn't always the case, as sometimes the chemistry is just off, as was the case in this excruciating A$AP Rocky interview. If you know much about Flacco's old interviews, you'd know there's been times where he's basically gave a masterclass in how to rizz up women.
Thank you. I know you look so good, babe. You look so good. I love you. Tell your boy thank you. One question. Favorite dirty word?
I don't have one. I don't talk dirty. I just do dirty things, man.
I love A$AP Rocky.
Even when engaging in conversations with other notable figures like Kathy Griffin, Rocky just couldn't turn the charm off.
I swear to God, I will you. I will you because you're all talk, honey. I know your type. You'll leave crying. It's sore.
You know
she
what?
made me do it too many times. You literally run to the police crying.
You want to know something?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know,
What you got?
usually the police come looking for me, man. You know, just for murder. You know, because I kills the.
But there is one notable exception to that, and that's when he ran into a girl called Aurelia at a festival. To say the energy was off from the beginning would probably be an understatement.
Hi, can I give you this plate?
Who made this?
She did. She did.
This is so nice. Thank you. Can I have it?
Yes.
Yo, Lou. I love the plate. Thank you. That was sweet of you.
But soon it became clear that she wasn't a journalist who was here in a professional capacity, and while he wasn't rude to her by any means, it was clear that he was thoroughly confused until he got the context.
Can I be your friend?
Of course you could be my friend, sweetie.
Thank you. I won a contest. I won the MTV Ultimate Rockstar Dream Vacation Contest, and I get to interview bands here.
Oh, that's what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay, lucky you.
Thankfully, the interview was short and sweet, and Rocky even rounded things off by sort of complimenting her.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure meeting you too, babe. And you definitely have a weird vibe to you, so swag. ASAP. I'm out this.
In hindsight, Flacco probably handled that about as well as he could have, given the circumstances and the obvious lack of vibe. But while the lack of chemistry between an interviewer and an artist can sometimes be harmless, there are plenty of cases where things spiral into something way more serious. Just ask Joe Budden and Tax Stone. During an appearance on Tax Stone's Tax Season show, Joe and Tax found themselves in one of the most bizarre interview dynamics you'll ever see. While Tax came in with questions he wanted answered, Joe switched gears, choosing to dig into Tax's psyche with some psychological warfare that clearly got under his skin. Now, things probably got off on the wrong foot when Tax called Joe a master manipulator, but to be fair, Joe had recently been in the blogs over allegations of his ex, Esther Baxter, to which Joe famously responded that he was just restraining her by sitting on her stomach.
So you don't remember that story?
No, I don't.
Okay, so we can't tell it.
Oh my God.
Because you just have a lot of conclusions based on nothing.
All right, so did you beat out of Esther Baxter?
No.
What did you do to her?
Nothing.
Did you sit on her and choke her?
No.
She said you sat under her breast, on her stomach, and you choked her.
What she said.
Did you do that?
No.
What did you do to her? Nothing?
Nothing.
She made up all of that.
We'd have to ask her. She's not present.
Oh my God. This is the I'm talking about. I asked him, did she make up all that? He said we would have to ask her.
After this strained moment, Joe continued to run verbal circles around him, essentially implying that Tax wasn't intelligent enough to interview him.
Like, I don't know what you're doing. I'm just trying to follow along.
Yo, this is crazy. Yo, who is Joe Budden?
I think I recognize where our disconnect comes.
Where does
I
it
was a
come
little
from?
late realizing that there was a disconnect, but I think I see where it's coming from.
Where is it?
I deal with words for a living, so I take them very literally. I take them still in the context of the English language. I don't take them on how people interpret them. I think that's where we're losing each other.
Then he critiqued his entire interview style, in turn infuriating and increasingly confused Tax Stone in the process.
Tax has been talking to himself for an hour. I said less than 40 words my entire time here. What am I spinning?
He lying again. Look at him. Lying again.
I don't know, man.
You spent however much time you spent talking about this band.
Yo, who is Joe Budden?
Then you bring up the Wu-Tang in a poor attempt to make me feel uncomfortable. And then after that, you bring up this domestic violence bull, none of which I'm responding to. You're basically being responsive to yourself. What am I spinning right now?
Because you're not answering the questions. Of course you're spinning. What do you mean, what are you spinning? You're spinning.
What question am I not answering?
I asked you, is she telling the truth or not? And you told me to ask her.
Over time, things progressed to the point that he lost his nerve altogether, walking out of his own interview in the process when he couldn't endure Joe's mental gymnastics anymore, and he called the whole thing off.
Yo, you got the album coming out, correct? Huh? I'm asking you a question. What is wrong with you?
I'm almost befuddled. This is like...
What are you
I wish I
befuddled
could
about?
just like watch you for like a day.
Wow. I just asked you a question and you talking. What are you talking about?
You're pretty interesting.
Yo, what's wrong with this dude, son?
Because I think you're interesting. I'm just saying, I think you're interesting.
Yo, what is wrong with this dude, son? Let's end it.
You good?
I'm asking this question.
All right, that
and
was tax
playing,
season.
Stop playing that therapy with me, son. Like, don't do that with me, son.
Thank you for having me, Tax. I appreciate
Son,
we should end
come
this.
on.
Thank you so much.
Son, what type of is this, son? What type of
for inviting
what
me
is
here.
wrong with this dude?
Tax.
Oh, I'm confused.
I appreciated the opportunity.
I'm confused. Like, son, come on.
An interview which made major waves in the culture at the time. In a clip with over 1 million views, Tax later detailed why he was so aggravated on Vlad TV, saying that he didn't feel Joe showed him the same level of professionalism he'd given to other platforms. But what can do serious damage though is plain old bad etiquette. Just ask Rick Ross. Throughout his career, Rose has been a larger-than-life figure on wax, but his encounters with the press have always been a little harder to navigate. For starters, there's been numerous occasions where he's been confronted by rumors about his past life as a police officer, which was famously brought to light by 50 Cent. On other occasions, his subtly unhinged nature that crops up from time to time has meant that he's made some frankly absurd statements in interviews. Just look at the pause-worthy, intimate inquiries he made to Angela Yee.
I have another question you won't mind me asking.
Go ahead.
You don't mind?
No, I'm a lip service person, so.
Okay, I like the way that sounds. But are you a squirter?
No.
You're not?
Mm-mm.
But even if he's left interviewers stunned by his comments or seemed a little combative at times, you can't deny he's always at least locked in and engaged. But the same can't be said for when he made a trip to the 85 South show. To begin with, his trip to the podcast was going reasonably well, with a relaxed Rose having fun and tapping into the lighthearted nature of their dynamic.
And that's when you tell them.
And they gonna tell me, sir, you need to take your stupid ass back. You and your wig.
But without warning, Rose got up to his feet and left the room, informing the hosts that he'd be back in just a minute.
Let me use the restroom one time and I'm gonna take this jacket off.
Let's
do it.
All gas.
Oh, I'm talking about for life.
But rather than stepping out for a minute, he never came back, leaving the hosts in hysterics when they realized.
Yeah, we good. Oh, yeah. What happened? You tired? Yeah, the dip. Yeah, the dip. That's how you dip. Hell no. That's funny here. Now you see him, now you don't. We ain't get no dap. Well, nah. That ain't the Phantom of the Opera, man.
Initially, people speculated over what could make Rose leave without a word like that. Did he dislike the hosts? Or was there an emergency happening in his personal life that he had to attend to at that exact moment? Well, if you ask Rick, as the Breakfast Club did, there was no ill will. He simply felt like leaving.
I think I was just really in the zone. I was smoked out good. I was in the zone. When I'm in the zone and get one of them money calls, I just ease out that money.
You just left.
He got out like he's in a club and didn't get out the back door.
I was like, did they do something?
I got 2 shows to do today.
And I'm gonna be honest, when I found out about it, it was already everywhere online. I ain't even realize it. I went to the bathroom, was on the phone, smoked one, and you go outside and you just leave.
Although it wasn't how they expected the interview to go, this bizarre moment ultimately yielded gold in that it became not only a viral video, but a recurring joke, with other guests like Drewski jokingly alluding to the incident when he was on the show.
Long as you don't go to the restroom and take that jacket off, you good. You good.
I ain't gonna pull no Rose in this.
Cause we never know it. Don't let it fool you just cause he a big that snuck out there. Listen, David Blaine? No.
So what can we learn from this video? Well, whether it's a funny, combative, or rude moment like this, hip-hop interviews have an incredible ratio when it comes to providing content that goes way beyond what anyone's PR team would want to see happen. And in a genre bustling with crazy, combustible, and unwavering personalities, you can bet that for as long as they're putting journalists and rappers in the same room, we'll keep receiving plenty of iconic incidents like this to enjoy for decades.